In the silence of your being, there lies a secret so profound it has the power to transform your life, to turn the tumultuous ocean of your desires into a tranquil lake of fulfillment. This is not a tale from ancient scriptures or a forgotten myth. It's a living, breathing journey that begins with a whisper, a simple yet profound step: silence. But not just any silence, a transformative silence that spans 40 days, deeply rooted in the ancient wisdom of Buddha's teachings. Imagine a life where every desire you've ever had is within your reach, not through relentless pursuit or tireless effort, but through the serene path of silence. This idea may seem paradoxical at first, yet as we delve into Buddha's teachings, we begin to unravel the mysteries that this silence holds. It's a journey that doesn't demand your physical strength, but the willingness of your heart and the openness of your mind. The first step in this journey is understanding the power of silence. In the teachings of Buddha, silence is not merely the absence of sound. It is a profound state of being, a canvas upon which the truths of life are painted in vivid colors. In silence, we find the space to listen, not to the world, but to our inner selves, to the voice that is often drowned out by the clamor of our daily lives. In this space, we discover insights and wisdom that were always there, waiting for us. Before we journey further, we must first understand what this philosophy is based on. You see, the journey of silence and self-discovery that we embark upon today finds its roots in the life of a man named Siddhartha Gautama, who later became known as Buddha. The story of Buddha's origin and his path to enlightenment is a tale that has resonated with countless people across centuries. Buddha was not a deity or a god. He was a human being, just like you and me. He was born in what is now Nepal around 563 BCE. His birthplace was a peaceful garden, and his mother, Queen Maya, gave birth to him under a sacred tree. According to the story, it was a night filled with tranquility, and as the baby was born, he took 7 steps, and with each step, a lotus flower sprang forth. This miraculous event was seen as an auspicious sign. Siddhartha's early life was one of privilege and luxury. He was a prince, destined to inherit the throne. However, despite the opulence that surrounded him, he couldn't escape the realities of human suffering. One day, he ventured outside the palace walls and witnessed old age, sickness, and death for the first time. These encounters left a profound impact on him, and he began to question the nature of life. Driven by a deep curiosity and a desire to understand the human condition, Siddhartha decided to leave his life of comfort and embark on a journey of self-discovery. He left behind his royal life, his family, and all worldly possessions. This decision marked the beginning of his quest for truth. For many years, Siddhartha wandered through forests and villages, seeking guidance from spiritual teachers and ascetics. He practiced extreme forms of self-mortification, believing that intense physical suffering would lead him to enlightenment. However, he soon realized that such extreme practices were not the path to liberation. One day, while sitting under a Bodhi tree, Siddhartha made a pivotal decision. He resolved to meditate deeply until he attained the understanding he sought. This marked the beginning of his 40 days of transformative silence. It was during this period of deep meditation that Siddhartha experienced profound insights into the nature of existence. Under the Bodhi tree, Siddhartha attained enlightenment and became the Buddha, which means the awakened one. He gained a deep understanding of the causes of suffering and the path to liberation from it. This understanding, known as the Four Noble Truths, became the foundation of his teachings. Buddha's teachings spread across the Indian subcontinent and beyond, gaining a following of disciples and practitioners. His message of compassion, mindfulness, and inner transformation resonated with people from all walks of life. As we explore the concept of silence, we must also consider the nature of desire. In Buddha's teachings, desire is often seen as the root of suffering. However, when approached with a clear mind and an open heart, our desires can become a path to enlightenment and fulfillment. The key lies in understanding our true desires, those that resonate with our deepest self, and not just the fleeting wants of the moment. Transitioning into the heart of this journey, we embrace the teachings of Buddha on mindfulness and meditation. These practices are the cornerstone of our 40 days of silence. Through mindfulness, we become acutely aware of our thoughts, our emotions, and our environment. We learn to observe them without judgment, understanding their nature and their impact on our lives. Meditation, on the other hand, guides us into deeper states of consciousness, where the noise of the mind ceases and we experience a profound peace. This peace is not just a momentary escape from the chaos of life, it is a transformative experience that changes how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. In this state of peace, our desires no longer control us. Instead, we gain clarity on what truly matters, what truly brings joy and fulfillment. This clarity is the first step towards manifesting our desires, not through force, but through a harmonious alignment with the universe. As we continue on this journey of silence, we begin to understand that this practice is not a retreat from the world, but a deeper engagement with it. In silence, we become more present, more aware of the beauty and the pain of life. We become more compassionate, more empathetic, understanding the interconnectedness of all things. This deepened sense of connection is vital for achieving our desires, as it aligns our personal goals with the greater good. Now let's delve deeper into the timeless wisdom that has guided seekers for centuries. In this silence, we not only find solitude, but also the echoes of ancient beliefs, philosophies, and parables that illuminate our path. These stories and teachings, passed down through generations, hold the keys to understanding our true desires and the means to fulfill them. Consider the parable of the empty boat, a Zen teaching that exemplifies the essence of our journey. A man is rowing his boat in a dense fog when suddenly another boat collides with his. Anger rises within him, but as the fog lifts, he sees that the other boat is empty. The anger dissipates, for there is no one to direct it towards. This parable teaches us the nature of our reactions and emotions. In silence, we learn to see the emptiness of the boat, to understand that our anger, frustrations, and even desires are often directed towards illusions, towards things that don't have the essence we ascribe to them. In understanding this, we find clarity and peace. As we journey through our 40 days of silence, we are reminded of the Buddhist concept of impermanence, anicca. Everything around us, including our desires and sufferings, is transient. In our silence, we observe the rise and fall of our thoughts and desires, understanding that clinging to them is a source of suffering. This awareness brings a profound liberation, allowing us to experience life and pursue our desires without attachment, understanding that fulfillment comes not from the desire itself, but from the journey and the growth it brings. This period of silence is also a time to reflect on the philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches the value of inner peace and the power of accepting what we cannot change while working diligently towards what we can. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." In the quiet of our minds, we learn to differentiate between our reactions to external events and our inner state of being. This empowers us to focus on our inner desires, aligning them with our actions and thoughts in a way that is harmonious and purposeful. We also draw inspiration from the parable of the mustard seed. In this Buddhist story, a woman named Kisa Gotami loses her only child and, stricken with grief, seeks help to bring him back to life. Buddha asks her to bring him a mustard seed from a house where no one has died. She visits every house in the village, only to find that every home has experienced loss. Through this journey, she realizes the universality of suffering and comes to terms with her loss. This parable teaches us about the nature of our desires and the importance of understanding and accepting life's universal truths. In our silence, we reflect on our own desires, recognizing their roots and understanding how they connect to the larger tapestry of life. The mustard seed is also mentioned in the Bible, and its significance carries a message of faith and the potential for growth. In the Bible, Jesus uses the mustard seed in a parable to illustrate the concept of faith and the kingdom of God. This simple story helps us understand profound spiritual truths. In the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 20, Jesus says, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." This parable emphasizes that even a tiny amount of faith can lead to remarkable outcomes. Imagine a small mustard seed. It's one of the tiniest seeds you can find, yet it has the potential to grow into a large and robust mustard plant. In the same way, Jesus is telling us that our faith, no matter how small it may seem, has the potential to grow and accomplish incredible things. The message here is that we shouldn't underestimate the power of even the smallest amount of faith. Just like the mustard seed can grow into something significant, our faith can lead to great changes in our lives. It reminds us that faith is not about its size, but about its presence in our hearts. This parable also encourages us to trust in God's plan and timing. When we pray or ask for something, we may not see immediate results, just as a seed takes time to grow into a plant. But if we have faith and patience, we can trust that God is working behind the scenes to bring about what is best for us. As we continue our silent journey, we must remember the Taoist concept of Wu Wei, which means non-doing or effortless action. This principle teaches us that the most effective way of achieving our desires is not through forceful action, but through aligning ourselves with the natural flow of life. In silence, we attune ourselves to this flow, understanding when to act and when to let go, allowing our desires to manifest naturally. Now, we delve into the heart of our transformative silence, exploring how to integrate this practice into our daily lives. The teachings and parables we've encountered have laid a foundation, but now we must bring their wisdom to life, making them an integral part of our existence. This is where the true magic of our journey unfolds, where silence becomes not just a practice, but a way of being. Reflect upon the ancient Taoist philosophy of living in harmony with the Tao, the natural order of the universe. Lao Tzu, the great Chinese philosopher, emphasized the importance of being like water, adaptable, humble, and yet powerful. As we continue our silent journey, let's embody this philosophy. In our daily interactions, in the midst of our routines, we maintain a silent, observant mind. This doesn't mean withdrawing from the world. Rather, it means engaging with it more fully, more consciously. We begin to respond to life's challenges with a calm, centered presence, flowing like water around obstacles rather than confronting them with force. We also draw inspiration from the Hindu concept of Dharma, the idea of aligning one's life with a higher order. Dharma is about finding your purpose and living in a way that upholds the cosmic law. In silence, we get closer to understanding our true purpose, our personal Dharma. This understanding doesn't come as a loud epiphany, it's a quiet realization, a gentle knowing that guides our choices and actions, aligning them with our deepest values and desires. If we look at the Sufi tradition, which teaches the importance of finding the divine in everyday life, Sufis believe that everything in the universe is a manifestation of the divine, and that realizing this unity is the key to spiritual fulfillment. As we continue our silent journey, we practice seeing the divine in everything around us. This practice transforms our perception of the world. The mundane becomes sacred, and our desires become not just personal wishes, but expressions of a deeper divine will. The practice of integrating silence into daily life also aligns with the Buddhist principle of the middle way, a path of moderation between the extremes of indulgence and asceticism. In our silent journey, we find our middle way. We learn to balance our worldly responsibilities with our spiritual practice, understanding that both are essential aspects of our journey. This balance is crucial for maintaining a state of inner peace and clarity, helping us to navigate our desires in a way that is harmonious and sustainable. As we progress through these 40 days of silence, we also engage in the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, aware of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. This practice helps us to integrate silence into every aspect of our lives, making us more aware, more compassionate, and more attuned to our true desires. Now, we confront the inevitable challenges that arise when integrating silence into our daily lives. This path, while enriching, is not without its obstacles. It is here that we not only recognize these hurdles, but also learn how to gracefully surmount them, deepening our practice of silence and moving closer to the fulfillment of our desires. One of the first challenges we encounter is the resistance from our own mind. The mind, accustomed to constant stimulation and chatter, may rebel against the unfamiliar quiet. Here, we can turn to the teachings of mindfulness, a core principle in Buddhist practices. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our thoughts without attachment, acknowledging them but not being controlled by them. As we become more adept at this, we find that the noisy mind begins to quieten, and in its place, a profound sense of peace emerges. Another challenge is the distraction of our external environment. In our day-to-day lives, we are bombarded by sounds, sights, and activities that can pull us away from our inner silence. To navigate this, we can draw inspiration from the Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. By centering our attention on our internal state and maintaining our commitment to silence, we create a sanctuary within ourselves, unaffected by external chaos. We also face the test of maintaining our practice in the midst of daily responsibilities and interactions. This is where the concept of karma yoga, the yoga of action, becomes relevant. In Hindu philosophy, karma yoga is performing one's duty selflessly without attachment to the outcomes. We engage in our daily tasks with full attention and dedication, but we do so from a place of inner silence and peace. This approach transforms our actions into a form of meditation, keeping us connected to our practice even in the busiest moments. As we deepen our practice, we may also encounter emotional upheavals. Silence often brings to the surface feelings and thoughts that have been buried. The Sufi tradition offers a beautiful metaphor for this process. The heart is like a mirror that needs polishing. Through the practice of silence, we are polishing our heart, clearing away the dust of unprocessed emotions. This process, while sometimes challenging, is essential for personal growth and the manifestation of our true desires. Another significant aspect of deepening our practice is learning to trust the journey. In Taoism, there is a profound trust in the Tao, the natural flow of the universe. As we continue our practice of silence, we learn to trust this flow, understanding that our desires will manifest in their own time and way. This trust is not passive. It is an active surrender, a letting go of the need to control every aspect of our lives. As we arrive at the most crucial part of our transformative journey, we focus on the art of manifesting our desires through the profound practice of silence. This phase is about harnessing the inner transformations we have experienced and channeling them towards the realization of our deepest aspirations. The silence we have cultivated is no longer just a practice, it becomes a powerful tool, a conduit through which our intentions can manifest into reality. The first step in this manifestation process is clarity. In the stillness of our minds, we can now see our true desires more clearly than ever before. These are not superficial wants, but deeply rooted aspirations aligned with our highest self. With this clarity, we set intentions, not just as idle wishes, but as clear, focused objectives. This clarity is crucial because it directs our energy and attention towards what is truly important, filtering out the noise that often distracts us from our goals. Next, we engage in visualization, a technique rooted in many spiritual traditions, including Hinduism and Buddhism. Visualization is the practice of creating a detailed mental image of our desired outcome. In our state of deep silence, our mind becomes a fertile ground for planting the seeds of our intentions. We imagine not just the end result, but the process of achieving it, the emotions associated with it, and the impact it has on our life. This vivid imagery acts as a blueprint, guiding our subconscious towards the realization of our desires. The power of belief plays a pivotal role in this process. As we have learned from various philosophies, including the law of attraction, our beliefs shape our reality. In the tranquility of our silent practice, we nurture a strong belief in the possibility of achieving our desires. This belief is not just a hopeful thought, it is a deep conviction rooted in the understanding and wisdom we have gained through our journey. Action is the bridge between our inner world of silence and the external reality. Here we are guided by the principles of karma yoga, taking action that is aligned with our intentions but detached from the anxieties of specific outcomes. Our actions become more intuitive, more in sync with the natural flow of life. We find that opportunities begin to align with our intentions, and our efforts are met with less resistance, as if the universe itself is conspiring to help us realize our dreams. Finally, we practice gratitude, a key element in many spiritual traditions, including Christianity, Islam, and indigenous beliefs. Gratitude is the acknowledgement and appreciation of what we already have and what is yet to come. It keeps us grounded and connected to the present moment, ensuring that our pursuit of desires does not turn into an endless chase. In our silence, we cultivate a deep sense of gratitude, which not only enhances our well-being, but also attracts more positivity into our lives. In this fifth part of our journey, we have explored how to manifest our desires through the practice of silence. We have learned the importance of clarity, visualization, belief, action, and gratitude in this process. As we conclude our journey, we carry with us not just the fulfillment of our desires, but a profound transformation that permeates every aspect of our lives. The journey does not end here. The practice of silence becomes a lifelong companion, a sanctuary we can always return to. It reminds us of the boundless potential within us and the beauty of a life lived in harmony with our deepest truths. May the silence you have cultivated be a guiding light, illuminating your path to fulfillment, peace, and profound joy. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.